Hello and welcome to the first episode of Baseball HQ. I am your co-host Dakota Moyer along with my other co-host Nolan Buschman. Just two people who like to talk about baseball together, and also to other people. We don't have everyone with us at the current moment. People are busy and just other people couldn't make it. So how's it going, Nolan?
Going so far pretty good. Not much around here.
Yep. So what are you thinking about this 2025 season right now?
Like, what specifically, teams or players?
I guess in general, just all of them. Is it better or worse than you expected?
I'll start off with as a Dodgers perspective, since I'm a huge Dodger person. This year, we could do better. Sasaki's out now, probably won't be coming back till next year. Muncie's been getting injured a few times. The Ohtani came mid-season, which is actually... He's done good, and he could have done better if... Still don't know why they don't allow Ohtani to pitch 4 or 5 innings. Which he
did the other day, though, because he got that first win with the Dodgers.
Yeah, but it's like, I wonder if they're going to keep slowly working him this year, then doing the offseason, full power, and then hopefully next year, during spring training, opening games, allow him to get more innings, possibly pitch 6-7 innings. Unlike when you have Glasnow and Snell, who came back mid-season or early season. They had their up and downs, but I would say the Dodgers are pretty good this year.
Yeah, and we'll get into the Dodgers 4-game losing streak after getting swept by the Pirates. We'll get into that. We'll get into that later on. That was in no means directed at you for being a Dodgers fan, because I just noticed that and took advantage of it.
Yes.
So yeah, we're gonna get into that a little later. I would say, from Washington Nationals' perspective, the season was not at all what anyone thought was gonna be. That everyone told the Nationals fans that the Nationals were gonna win this year. They were if they wouldn't make it to the postseason, they were at least gonna be in contention for it. And that is turned on us a lot, and that is not at all what happened. We're like 20, 30 games under 500. Just James Wood, he's in a big, I wouldn't say he's in a slump because he's still hitting balls hard, but he's striking out way too much, and that's another thing we'll get into later on. But I would say as a whole, the national season, the point of this national season this year is to find out what you have in the young guys, to find out who can be a part of this rebuild that started in 2020 right after they won the World Series in 2019. Unlike the Dodgers, who have unlimited pitching prospects and unlimited people in AAA and AA that they can just call up whenever they want.
Yeah.
The Nationals farm system is a little, I wouldn't say depleted, but it doesn't have the depth that someone like the Dodgers or the Padres or the Yankees or some big market organization like that would have. So it's just trying to figure out what they have in the new guys. The young guys trying to just show off what they have.
Yep.
What were you saying?
Because the Padres, I do not like the Padres. Because if you're a Dodgers fan, you hate Padres. You hate them. Every time we have a series with them, it's like something bad's gonna happen. No doubt. Like, you can be watching the game. It's like one small thing, bench is clear. I'm like, you're kidding me?
Yep.
We're rivals. Because I believe it was when the Padres came to the Dodger Stadium, they hit Ohtani. He had lost this with any respect to the manager and them. But then you notice when we went to the Padres, they hit Ohtani. Ohtani personally walks over to the other dugout and apologizes or says, "Hey, we good? We're on good terms." How often do you see that with other players?
Yeah, you don't see that very often. And I think the first time, Ohtani didn't even react. Like, he just got hit by the pitch and he started walking to first base. And then Padres manager Mike Schilt and Dodgers manager Dave Roberts just got at it.
Yeah.
And benches cleared. I don't know if anyone got ejected from that game.
I don't think
but
did.
That was just... Schilt and Roberts are probably two of the most passionate and characteristic managers in the entire league.
What about Aaron Boone?
Aaron Boone, I mean, like, you know what you're going to get with him. He's going to get ejected like 50 times this season. Oh, like, in fact, like, it looked like he wanted to pick a fight the other night with the umpire at the Astros, talking about Taylor Trammell's illegal bat. Did you see that?
I did. I'm like, ever since 2017 World Series against the Dodgers, I always call the Astros the Asterix, because they don't deserve the World Series. And you would probably agree with me with that, would you?
Yeah.
Unless...
I mean, the Astros, here's what I think about the Astros. The Astros, no matter who they have on their team, because this year they don't have Alex Bregman, they don't have Kyle Tucker, they lost Yordan Alvarez for the first half of the season. They don't have their pitching staff that they had with Garrett Cole, and they still have Framber Valdez, and Hunter Brown is revealing himself as a stabilizing piece in that rotation for years to come, putting himself in the Cy Young conversation.
Yeah.
But the Astros are always going to be good, no matter who they have on their team. Like, you look at their team right now, their lineup consists of Pena, Altuve, Correa, Alvarez, Taylor Trammell, Christian Walker, Jake Melton, just a bunch of these nobody names that are still in first place in the AL West.
Yeah. You also have...
So that's just...
Yeah. You also have Cage Kimbrell, who just came back from, I believe, the injured list, which I'm like, he's just an interesting guy. Like, he can start bad mid-season. Oh, he's good. It's like...
Have you seen his pitching stance?
The one where he's like...
It's insane. He's like putting his arms out and then comes up, and he's been one of the best closers in baseball over the past 15 years.
Compare him to Adolis Chapman. Who would you say...
I haven't seen enough of Craig Kimbrell to compare that, but I'd probably say Aroldis Chapman, not going to lie.
105,
Anyway.
6 miles an hour pitch. I'm like, how can you get your arm like fast? I'm like, top speed's maybe 97, 98, maybe 100, but 105 for a reliever. You're kidding.
But then you've also got starting pitchers. You expect 100 mile per hour from Yohan Duran, who else? Ben Joyce, Kenley Jansen. Like, you expect them from those high-level arm, but not from, like, Paul Skeens or Yuri Perez or Cade Cavalli.
Yeah.
Like, pitchers are throwing faster than ever. I've heard that from multiple podcasts that I listen to. But pitchers are throwing harder than ever now, and it's kind of hard to keep up with it. So anyway, we're going to get to the first thing on our batting lineup, batting leadoff, is some MLB trivia that I'm going to give you. And feel free to hop in if you have some MLB trivia for me. But I kind of prepared this a while ago for another thing that I was trying to do. But so I guess we'll see it. Second baseman who's played for the Blue Jays, Guardians, and the Mets.
He's currently on the Mets right now?
No, he is currently on the Blue Jays.
It's not called Ketel Marte, is it?
Nope.
I know he plays infield somewhere.
Ketel Marte plays for Arizona. I think he's always played for Arizona.
I'm not great with other team players.
Andres Jimenez.
Yeah. Is he...
Yeah.
Yeah.
What?
Is he a rookie or how long... Oh, wait, he's been there for like...
He's been up for a while. He was with Cleveland for the majority of that time, though. Oh, okay, I got two more. Oldest pitcher in the MLB right now. Just made his team debut for the Royals last month, I think.
Royals pitcher. If you didn't say that, I'd either have to say Justin Verlander or Kershaw, but since you brought that up, because they're only like, how old's Verlander? Because I think Verlander's older than Kershaw.
I think he's like, if he's not 40, he's like right there at 40.
Kershaw's 42, 44.
Dang.
I have the MLB app or the ESPN right now. How old is Kershaw?
I keep my sports apps up during these podcasts.
And I have a good amount of things to say about the rotation we have for the Dodgers, but we can wait for that later. He's 37.
Verlander?
No, Kershaw's 37.
Oh, okay.
I thought he was older. No, oldest pitcher.
The answer is Rich Hill.
Yes, he played with the Dodgers for a short time. For 2016.
Yep. He's played for like 17 teams.
Yeah.
So, alright, I got one more. Shoot, now I gotta come up with it. Dang. Who is the Brewers manager?
I'm not sure.
Pat Murphy. You got any for me? I'll try my best.
Current leading stolen bases in all of MLB.
In the entire MLB right now, or since like a certain year?
Since the 1970s.
19.
Who holds the record for the most stolen bases?
Oh, most stolen bases in a season?
Yes.
Ricky Henderson?
Yep. Played with most like...
Had like 100... We're at 100 stolen bases in a season like 3 times.
Yeah. Like...
It's crazy.
If you could choose a current batter, who do you think by the end of this year will have the highest stolen bases?
Probably Jose Caballero with the Yankees. Because he already has like 40, 45. Somewhere out there. He leads the majors right now. Yeah. But anyway. Alright, batting second. Playoffs are right around the corner. And there are some series coming up that with Wild Card and NL with wild card and DS and CS is looming, teams are trying to fight their way into a position. So there are several. Toronto and New York. Blue Jays and Yankees are playing right now. They're playing right now, actually. Blue Jays are up. No, Yankees are up 2-1. But they also played yesterday, and Toronto smoked New York 7-1.
Yeah.
But who do you think prevails in that?
Because you obviously have, for the Yankees, you have Aaron Judge, Stanton, Volpe, Jazz Chisholm Jr.
What about Trent Grisham?
Oof.
Trent Grisham has absolutely broken out this year. I think like last week he had about 2 grand slams in 5 days, and total for the season 247 average, 30 homers, 64 RBI, and he had I think his most. I think he had only hit double digits like twice before that in his career,
which is not common. Well,
no.
Is this his early years, or has he played?
He's been here for a little bit. I think he's been here since 2016, so it's been a little bit. Let me look.
Because then also, if you remember last night, Kevin Gausman basically threw a flaming game.
Yep. Grisham's been here since 2019.
Not that long ago.
Which makes sense because in that Nationals playoff run in 2019, he made the one mistake in the wild card game that cost them the entire game and the entire series. So anyway, back to what you were saying. Who do you think takes this Toronto-New York series?
Who's pitching for the Yankees tonight? Because
they're already pitching right now. They're already playing right now. It is Chris Bassett for the Blue Jays and Luis Gil for the Yankees. That's in the top of the 5th right now. Yankees leading 2-1. And then tomorrow those two teams play again, and it's Max Scherzer versus Max Fried.
That's a fun one. That would be fun.
That'll be a fun one, except for the fact that Scherzer's kind of washed.
Yes. Because if we look at Luis Gil right now, he's only pitched 7 games, 2-1 win-loss, 3.51 ERA, 31 pitches, 30 strikeouts, 3.51 ERA average. That's normal. And then you have Bassett, however you say his last name. I would have to go, even though I'm not a fan of either team.
Cutting out a little bit.
I'd have to go with the Blue Jays again.
Blue Jays? You're cutting out a little bit, so it's had a little hard time understanding that part.
Got it.
I got you now though.
Awesome.
Blue Jays? Yeah, I'd go Blue Jays too, just because of the fact that they've already established their dominance in the AL East already, and the Yankees. So yeah, I think the Blue Jays probably have the better angle in this, since they've already proved their dominance over the Yankees and over the entire AL West, or not AL West, my bad, AL East. I think they have a better chance of winning this series. The second series that we have, Mets versus the Cincinnati Reds. Both of these Mets. Both of these teams are fighting for playoffs. Mets hold that third and final wild card spot, while the Reds are 3 behind the Mets, 6 games behind them for that final wild card spot. In fact, I think the Reds potentially could pull off an upset, but I'm not banking on that. That's not the Mets have proven too much that what they can do to be taken down by the Reds. But it would be an interesting matchup. What do you think?
I see what you're saying, but I'm still sticking with the Mets. Because you got Soto, you got Alonso, and the Reds have Ellie De La Cruz, he's a good hitter and he has speed.
Well, the Reds also got Austin Hayes, who is putting up good numbers. Their pitching staff has been unbelievable.
Because for the Reds, you have Abbott, Hunter Green, Nick Lodolo.
Yep.
Probably, in my opinion, I'm probably wrong, is probably the best pitcher they have on the team right now. And on the rotation.
It's an interesting
unless if there's someone else that's right now better than Lodolo. You got Brady Singer, De La Cruz, TJ Fiddle.
Yeah. And actually, we're gonna get into something that TJ Friedl did against the Mets last night later on in the show today. I'm full of surprises today. Third series this week: Kansas City Royals versus the Cleveland Guardians. 2 AL Central rivals battling to get the highest spot under the wild card. Royals 72-69 and 70-70. Royals are 1 game back of the Mariners for the wild card, while the Guardians are 2.5 games back. So if the Guardians potentially sweep this series, they would be in place to take that third final wild card spot. Now, I don't know. Let's see. Did they play? No, Cleveland played Tampa Bay, and Cincinnati played Minnesota. Or not, Kansas City played Minnesota.
So this is game 1 of the series then.
So it'll be game 1 of the series today, I believe. Actually, no. That'll start to Monday.
Because the Royals are playing the Twins tonight.
Yep. And then
Reds and the Mets right now.
Yeah. So, who are you pulling out? I'm personally going to go with the Royals. I think the Royals have surprised us all this year. They started off the year very bad, and now they're up there, a game behind the third place in the wild card, right behind Texas, who is half a game behind. So Bobby Wick Jr., Vinny Pasquantino, the Pasquatch, Salvador Perez, and just that whole cast of the supporting crew of the Royals, I think gives them the edge over the Guardians.
Because I'm right now looking at the rotation that the Guardians have. They have Tanner Bibby, Gavin Williams, Logan Allen, Slade Cicino, John...
Slade Ciccone?
Yeah. And then John Means, who's honestly on this 60-day injured list now, so...
Okay.
They're down 1 pitcher, which, if I was to manage for the Guardians, I would have, for the game 1, Tanner Bibby, then I would have Gavin Williams next game.
Game 1 against the Royals?
Yes, I would have Bibby.
Right now they have slated for Monday is Ryan Bergert for the Royals and Slade Ciccone for the Guardians. Followed the next day by Noah Cameron for the Royals and Joey Cantillo for the Guardians. And then finally that last game of the series, Michael Wacha versus Logan Allen. So honestly, solid pitching matchups all around.
I'd have game 1, I'd have to say the Royals. Because Slade is pitching a 5-6 win-loss with a 4.78 ERA, which, and who's starting for the Royals for game 1?
Ryan Bergert. Bergert is 1-1, 2.43 ERA, 31 strikeouts compared to 11 walks. But that's also in 17 games pitched. Just recently got traded from the Padres to the Royals. So, solid pitching matchups all around. I go Royals. You go.
Game 1 Royals.
Who do you got whole series?
The whole.
I have Royals taking 2 of 3.
I have the Guardians.
Okay. All right, we'll see. We'll see how it turns out. And our next one, Houston Astros, Toronto Blue Jays. Battle of the first place. And that series will start. I think that starts Tuesday. Yes, that'll start Tuesday. Game 1, Jose Barrios versus Framber Valdez. Game 2 will be Jason Alexander versus Shane Bieber, and then followed by Game 3 of Christian Javier versus Kevin Gausman. All of these playoff teams putting their best face forward in these good series to keep their playoff hopes alive. Who do you got going for Astros and Blue Jays?
I like the Blue Jays a little bit better than the Astros, like I said at the beginning. They cheated in 2017, which is why I don't like them. I'd have to say Blue Jays.
Blue Jays?
2 for 3.
This is when playoff time gets very controversial and very hard. Crap. I think I'm going to have to go with Blue Jays as well, just based on the pitching matchups.
Even though the Astros do have good hitters.
Oh, yeah.
You can't
good hitters that are nobody hitters.
Yeah. Blue Jays have a powerful pitching.
3 more series left. We have the Detroit Tigers facing the New York Yankees. Again, battle. The Yankees currently hold the top spot in the wild card, while the Tigers are first place in the NL or AL Central, with the Royals right there behind them. With that series will start, I think that starts Tuesday as well. That will be, Wednesday, I think. Tuesday. Game 1, I think what's his name? Sean Gibson Long, something like that, versus Will Warren. And then Casey Mize versus Carlos Rodon, as well as Jack Flaherty versus Cam Schlitt. That's going to be a good game. Game 3. I call Yankees taking 2 out of 3.
Who are the Detroit pitchers for the next 3 games?
Gibson Long, Mize, and Flaherty against Rodon, Schlittler, I'm gonna get this episode is gonna be rated explicit because I said his name. And then Will Warren. So Warren, Rodon, and the pitcher with a bad name.
Jack Flaherty's doing good this year. Well, actually, nope. Never mind.
Would we call 7-13 with a 4.85 ERA doing well? With a
No, I was thinking about him
1.3
last
whip?
year with the Dodgers. That's his good year. And he has 171 strikeouts.
I'm not quite sure. I'm not quite sure we can call a 7-13 record good.
At least he wasn't like Taj Bradley, who got pulled out in the middle of the season. I was like, oh, you're going to AAA because you're a pitching stance. I'm like, and then comes back.
Let's forget that Jack Flaherty was a stabilizing force in the Dodgers rotation last year for the postseason. And let's look at the stats right now. He has given up 20 runs, 81 earned or 81 runs allowed, 79 earned runs allowed, over 146 and 2/3 innings pitched. Forget the World Series. Flaherty is not good this year.
Who's Flaherty pitching against?
Cam Schlittler, the bad name guy. Anyway, that's my rant about Jack Flaherty.
I agree with that this year. But,
Yankees 2 out of 3. Nolan says.
I'd probably go with the Yankees. If they had screwball pitch, here's the thing. If they had screwball pitching, I may consider the Detroit Tigers.
Yeah.
Charlie Morton this year? No. 9-10 win-loss, 5.51 ERA. How? Yes, he's old. He's 41. Last year when he played with the Braves, trash. Like, that's how many... He gave up so many walks last year. Let's go to the Detroit Tigers, who last year didn't make the playoffs. They were close, but they didn't make the playoffs. But then this year, he come flying out.
Detroit Tigers did make the playoffs.
They did?
They made it all the way to the NLCS, or NLDS, before getting taken out by the Guardians.
They beat the Astros, did they? Or
From what I remember, yes, they did.
So, that's my bad. So, but I'm going to have to go with the Yankees this year.
Yankees.
This series.
Our second to last one, New York Mets, Philadelphia Phillies. The matchup everyone is waiting for, aside from Padres and Dodgers, of course. Mm-hmm. The Phillies currently hold the top of the NL East division, while the Mets are third in the wild card spot. And I believe this is a 4-game series, which it is is it a 4-game series? Yes, that is a 4-game series. You have on Monday Sean Manaea versus Aaron Nola. On Tuesday, you have Nolan McLean versus Ranger Suarez. The rookie going against the veteran. I'm going McLean on that game. I don't care. Game 3, you've got Clay Holmes versus Christopher Sanchez. And then on Thursday, the last game, you've got David Peterson versus Jesus. 4 games.
Why would you go for McLean?
Have you seen his stuff? We're actually going to get into McLean later on in the show as well, which is why I'm going on McLean right now. In 5, let me get to his stats real quick. In 4 games pitched, he is 4-0 with a 1.37 ERA, 28 strikeouts, over 26 1/3 innings pitched. In his MLB debut, he went 5 1/3 innings pitched, giving up no runs, striking out 8. Also to go along with a .76 whip and only 7 walks.
What's his ERA?
1.37. Along with an opponent batting average of .149, an opponent slugging percentage of .195, and an opponent on-base percentage of .221. This guy has dominated every game that he's pitched. And he has pitched against the Mariners, the Braves, the Phillies, and the Tigers. 3 of which are playoff teams.
Yeah.
Carving them down. So total on this series, despite my love for Nolan McLean, I'm going to have to go Phillies 2 of 4. 2 or 3 of 4. Just based on 3 of the 4 pitchers that the Mets have going up against the Phillies have had really bad Augusts. So based on the pitching matchup, you say...
Probably go Phillies.
Yep.
Then also, if you look at Phillies and Mets, right? Or
Phillies and Mets.
Well, if you look at the lineup they have, players they have is JT Realmuto as catcher. Then they have the Phillies, Alex Bone, which is Bryce Harper, Grader, Castellanos, and Kepler. Kyle Schwarber. The Mets only have Soto, Alonso. Who else is the Mets?
Lindor, McNeil, Nimmo, Mullins. So really the only thing the Mets have to hang their hat on is really a decent pitching staff.
Yes.
And an offense that shows up when it needs to. However, the offense did not show up when it needed to last time they played the Phillies. Oh, wait, no. Yes, it did. The Mets swept the Phillies, I believe.
If you're gonna, so we have the Phillies for pitching staff. If you had to go off the lineup, who would you have to win? Just going up against the lineup.
I would say the Phillies. Phillies are more consistent, I believe. Consistent with their hitting and consistent in their scoring. Mets really only rely on about 3 or 4 guys.
Soto, of course. Soto's like the main guy.
Dakota, who started off the year rough.
Yes.
But then I think he'll get to 40 homers again this year. He's at like 36 or 37. All right, our last important series of the week. And this is Friday, I believe. This is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. New York Yankees, Boston Red Sox. Another playoff team. Game 1, Luis Gil versus Lucas Giolito. Game 2 will be Max Fried versus Brian Bello. And then Game 3 will be... where'd it go? Will be Will Warren versus Garrett Crochet.
The last 2 games are going to be the interesting one.
So Warren versus Crochet for Game 3. Fried versus Bello for Game 2.
I have Fried.
And Gil versus Giolito for Game 1. I saw an article on CBS Sports that's titled, "The game on paper does not matter to the Red Sox." You look at their lineup, and you did not expect them to be in the wild card right now. Red Sox will keep trying to prove the game, quote, on paper, end quote, doesn't matter with Roman Anthony out for playoff push, as he went to the injured list for a strained oblique. Sportsline gives the Red Sox a 97.2% chance to make the postseason in an American League marked by parity and underwhelming play. That was written by Julian McWilliams. Thank you, Julian. I say Red Sox. I prefer the Red Sox over the Yankees, as well as I prefer the Padres over the Dodgers. We won't get into that. Red Sox, 2 out of 3, and you have...
Because you got the Red Sox with Crochet, but you have the Yankees with Max Fried. That's the one that's difficult.
That's why I really wish it would have been Fried versus Crochet. But unfortunately, that's not how it lines up. In fact, there was a game the Nationals were playing against the Braves where it was going to be Mackenzie Gore versus Chris Sale, but it got rained out, and I was going to go see that game, but it got rained out. So the game that I went, they pushed. Actually, no, the game before that matchup was rained out. So they rescheduled the double. Instead of doing a doubleheader, they rescheduled it for later in September. And they pushed the rained out pitching matchup. Nationals still won on a walk-off. I think they won 8-7. But still, would have loved to see Gore versus Sale, especially when Gore was going good. But anyway, that story's just to say pitching matchups don't always line up. Who do you say?
The last few games I've been going with you, I'm sticking with the Yankees.
Yankees. That's a solid bet. All right, we're going to batting third now. Still got a little bit to go. Batting third, game recaps. Last night, and I'm really ticked about this because he was not in my fantasy starting lineup. Last night, and I'm really ticked about this because he was not in my fantasy starting lineup, Samuel Basallo crushes his first walk-off home run.
Ohtani Bonda Dryer Scott. That's not exactly a cakewalk for a young left-handed hitter, or for an old left-handed hitter.
Just takes one good swing, though.
High fly ball, deep right field. Get out! Goal vibes in the area. There's your one good swing. Samuel Basallo's first home run at Camden Yards is a game winner.
Do it, kid. There's your one good swing. Second big league home run and first walk-off bomb for the kid, Samuel Basallo.
Sorry, Tanner Scott. Yeah, Orioles win 2-1 on that walk-off blast. Of course, he won top performer for the Orioles, while Freddie Freeman won the top performer for the Dodgers, 2 hits, an RBI, and a home.
Yeah.
What do you make of this game?
Starting off with Ohtani, he did good. 1 ball, 5 strikeouts, 3 hits, no runs, which is very good for him. You need to bring a Banda. I'm going to bring up something from last year. World Series, Game 3. This was Game 4. Game 4. Roberts brings Banda in. We're winning maybe 1 or 2. I don't know the exact score. Gives up 2 runs.
Well, this wasn't Banda.
Yes, it was.
This was
Who
Scott.
was it?
This was Tanner
This
Scott.
is last year. We didn't have Tanner Scott last year for the World
Oh,
Series.
you're talking about last year. I thought you were talking
Yeah.
about this game. My bad.
We played the Yankees in Game 4. Banda gives up a few runs. I'm like, walks. I'm like, get rid of him.
Which
Please,
is,
get rid of him.
well, Banda is actually a solid
Yes,
relief
this
pitcher.
year he
year.
is.
But how about Samuel Basallo? He's played 15 games, batting .204, 2 homers, 9 RBIs as a catcher/first baseman. And he was just called up a couple weeks ago. And in his 15th game played, crushes a solo walk-off homer. How about that?
Against Tanner Scott, who, if you look closely, was a 99, right near the middle section.
Yep. And
I'm
that's...
You never do that on a pitch like that. 2 outs. 2 strikes, 2 outs. Make him swing for it. Don't put it in the zone where he can hit it.
And everywhere I've listened says big league hitters hit everything in the middle of the plate.
Yes.
Which is now what you see. Samuel Basallo is a big league hitter. And he found that middle of the plate, and he crushed it out of here. Second thing, Rafael Devers hits a home run against the Rockies, and punches are thrown.
This ball is in the air to deep field. Starting again.
Home run last night for Devers.
We got Freeland and
Oh.
Devers. Freeland took exception to Devers, and we're going to have both benches empty. And now Kyle Farmer's getting in there.
Or the Matt Chapman push Kyle. Because Rafi Devers didn't even round the bases.
Now it's escalating again because Kyle said something to Adames. Adames started jogging over.
Adames was telling Kyle to leave the field.
Three people got ejected from that game.
No
Willie
surprise.
Adames, as you might expect.
Yeah.
The pitcher Kyle Freeland, and Matt Chapman. Matt Chapman came in there, and he was the one who pushed Kyle Freeland. Surprisingly, Rafael Devers did not get ejected.
No.
Which I guess because it wasn't his fault. Freeland was the one chirping at him as he ran up the first base line.
Yeah. And it's like, it's a home run in the first inning.
I don't know what Freeland was chirping at him about, but that was uncalled for. To make things kind of funny, that was Willie Adames' birthday, and he got ejected in the first inning before he got a single at bat. And to make things also ironic, after Matt Chapman appeals his suspension, he comes back first game, hits 2 home runs. So that's,
It's like,
I guess,
happy birthday. You're ejected. Like,
happy birthday. All right. Reds and where'd it go? Reds and Mets play.
before we do that, I want to bring up the stats for Tanner Scott.
Okay.
So he's 51 games, 1-3, 4.56 ERA, 49 pitches, 52 strikeouts.
And this was also because he was out for a long time with an injury.
He's-
Despite his bad stats, he is one of the better pitchers in that
Yes.
Dodgers bullpen.
Yes.
Honestly, I don't think he should have left the Padres.
No.
I mean, I know the Dodgers were thrilled when they got him. I'm sure every Dodgers fan, including you, was thrilled when they got him. But it just hasn't turned out. And what did he sign, a 3-year deal? Something like that? Or 6 years?
Free agent. He was a free agent.
He's a free agent after this year?
He was a free agent. I am not exactly sure how long he signed.
We've got couple more.
We can come back to that.
We've got a couple more interesting recaps. And this was on September 1st. Blue Jays and Reds. The rookie, Noively Marte, playing hero.
Fly ball likely means a tie. A base hit wins it. Grounded. Friedel base hit. McLean scores. Friedel home. Throw from left. Is Blake Reds win.
Don't the Blue Jays have a higher seed than the Reds?
Definitely. Blue Jays are first in the AL East. But what a hit by the rookie. A ball way below the zone that he put past Bo Bichette into left field.
Yeah.
They win as that walk-off hit proved to be the difference. We got one more. Actually, we've got two more. Probably saw this, and you're probably never going to let me hear it after I play this.
30, second in the National League. And again, San Diego this year at his best. 8 out of 16 with a couple home runs. High fly ball, fading towards the seats.
This is this entire Will Smith at bat.
Bottom of the ninth, 3-3.
And this is Dodgers and Padres. Who else?
Which I do not like the Padres. I hate them.
Who else would it be? I think
Smith
this was a
3 for
while
6
ago,
as a
but
pinch hitter.
still.
I would have.
He wanted that one bad.
Yes. And it was right there. He was put it
right there.
Sweet spot. He put it in a sweet
And the
spot
whole,
right there.
the whole crowd
Again, he
on
pulls
their
those
feet.
arms in, hands close to the body, and just hits it foul down the left field line.
Sends one the other way, this time back towards the wall. It is gone. Will Smith ends
There you go.
And he was ready for that one after almost hitting it a pitch earlier as Dodgers win that one 4-3 over the Padres. Shoot. Anyway, so those are the walk-offs, but I've got a couple more. Did you see TJ Friedel? Here's where we talk about TJ Friedel. TJ Friedel robs a home run from the Mets, and it is, I'm not sure it's Denzel Clark robbing home runs, but it's pretty spectacular.
That's cranked to center. Friedel going back. On the track, at the bullpen wall. He leaps, and he makes the catch. It's a sac fly, but he robs a homer. Instead of 3, it's just 1.
Just perfect timing by TJ Friedel. How many times have we seen him go through this in the outfield? Just an outstanding play. And
Dang, is his body just curved?
Yeah.
Like that, like his body curved, but his arm went back.
I still have, this is my opinion, Denzel catch almost falling over the wall in center
Denzel
field is still
Clark?
better. I would have to.
For those of you who don't know the Denzel Clark catch, I'm going to pull it up right here real quick as just an added. For those of you who don't know the Denzel Clark catch, here it is, because it's absolutely insane.
Nolan shot well with a fly ball left center field. Denzel Clark racing back. He's all the way back. He's at the wall. He caught it. He caught it. I can't believe it. Denzel Clark with a sensational catch. How did he do it?
And that was one of his first few games coming into the majors.
What was that?
Honestly. I believe that was one of his first few games after being caught up. How often does a catch or a play like that happen?
In my opinion, he is one of the best defensive center fielders in the league, and this is his first year. Also, I think TJ Friedel, one of the better center fielders in the game. But those are just a few cool little like recaps of some games with some fun walk-offs. Sam Mopasalo's walk-off, Marte's walk-off, Smith's walk-off, Friedel's home run robbery, and then Deaver's homer with the ejections involved in that. Batting fourth, cleanup batter. Here we go. If the playoffs started today, MLB put this out, if the playoffs started today, who would play? In the AL wildcard, Seattle and Houston, and Boston and New York. The winner of Seattle and Houston would play the Detroit Tigers, and then New York and Boston would play Toronto. Over on the NL side, the Mets and the Dodgers in the wild card, and then the Padres and the Cubs in the wild card. Mets and Dodgers winner would play the Philadelphia Phillies, and then the Padres and Cubs would play the Milwaukee Brewers. What do you think? This is a pretty good playoff rosters.
You don't usually see this like intensity.
Nope. Absolutely not.
Especially as Detroit Tigers just coming in at a blowing like. Well, number one is like right at the beginning of the year. I was not expecting them to be this powerful. Carrying the whole season.
I don't think anyone was expecting them to be number one in the Central. Seattle and Houston. If the playoffs started today, Seattle and Houston, who do you want? Not who do you think would win. Who do you want to win? Based on what you said at the beginning of the show, I'm probably going to go Seattle for you.
Yes.
Seattle. Probably Seattle. Houston is just a pain in the butt. I want Cal Raleigh, home run leader, to get that World Series.
Here's the cool thing. This would be awesome. I don't know if it's going to happen, but I'd love for it to happen. Seattle beats everybody, goes to the World Series. May or may not win the World Series, but Cal Raleigh better get the MVP.
I'm not saying that Cal Raleigh will. I'm not saying that the Mariners will win the whole World Series, but I want Cal Raleigh to make it there just to see what he can do on that stage.
Yes. So we have Seattle playing Detroit.
So you have Seattle playing Detroit. Who do you want to win that as well? Seattle, I'm assuming?
I'd have to do Seattle.
Seattle.
Even though Detroit is a good team, I'm still going
I'm gonna have to go Detroit on this one. I know that's not what I said a little bit ago, but honestly, I don't care about the AL. I don't really care about the AL who makes it. I'm more of an NL guy. But I'd say Detroit because of my guy Kyle Finnegan. My guy Kyle. Yeah, along with Riley Green and Spencer Torkelson and all these stars, Tarek Skubal. I want Tarek Skubal to pitch on the World Series, man. I want him to be there for Game 7.
Imagine Detroit, Tarek Skubal versus Clayton Kershaw.
Kershaw's still good, but I don't think he's taking down Skubal.
Not yet.
So I'm gonna have to go Detroit on that one. So back to the AL wildcard, Boston and New York. Yankees and Red Sox. We previewed their series a little bit earlier in the show.
I'm going with the Yankees for this one.
Yankees. I like Boston. I gotta go with Roman Anthony, Nathaniel Lowe, who they just picked up, Cedar Rafaela. I got Trevor Story. Like, no one thought the Red Sox were gonna be this good. No one thought Trevor Story was gonna hit 20 home runs. Roman Anthony has come out of nowhere.
A
rookie. He has 8 homers already. I know he's on the IL now, but he's still Roman Anthony. Couple weeks before he got called up, he crushed a 497-foot grand slam. So, I gotta go Boston. So, you say New York and Toronto. Who do you want between New York and Toronto? That's a hard one. For me, with Boston going against Toronto, I want Boston to win, but I don't think they will. I think Toronto is too good for Boston. I actually want to see what Boston's record is against the Blue Jays this year. This year, they are 3-7 against the Toronto Blue Jays. So, statistically, I don't think they're going to win, but I want them to win. So you think New York and Toronto?
Then it's the two very powerful teams.
Yep.
Good pitching.
Yep.
Yankees, in my opinion, have a little bit of a better pitching staff. Because you got Garrett Cole, Max Fried.
Cole's out for the whole season this year.
Oh, yeah. I read about that.
So you've got Fried, you've got Rodon, you've got Bad Name, you've got Cam Schlittler, the bad word name guy. You've got so Fried, Rodon, Schlittler, as I said, explicit content. Will Warren and Luis Heel. But then you've also got Kevin Gausman, Jose Barrios, Eric Lauer, Shane Bieber, Max Scherzer, I don't know. This is your call. You chose Yankees.
The Yankees are beating the Blue Jays right now, but they have one more game tomorrow for the Blue Jays-Yankees series.
Actually, the game between the Yankees and Blue Jays is delayed right now in the bottom of the 6th, or actually end of the 6th, top of the 7th.
I still got to stick with the Yankees.
Okay.
Even though I'm not a huge fan, I'm still sticking with them.
Okay.
Unless the Blue Jays can pull it off and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. can do something.
Okay. So you've got New York versus Seattle.
Seattle.
You chose New York over Toronto, and then you choose Seattle over New York. Where do your affections lie, my friend? What?
All over the place.
What? I mean that's your thing. So if I gotta choose, so you choose Seattle. If I had to choose between Boston and Detroit, I want Boston again. Actually, what is Boston versus the Tigers. Yep, Tigers are going to win this series. 3 Red Sox and Tigers. Red Sox are 0-3 against the Tigers this year. So, yeah, that'll be that. Moving over to the NL.
Well, actually, Yankees in Seattle.
You say Yankees in Seattle. Who do you think?
If
you said Seattle. If you said Seattle.
Is it too late to change, or... Because the Yankees have, like, good hitters. You have a veteran, Aaron Judge, Volpe, powerful hitters. I'm actually going to stick with the Yankees. I'm sticking with the Yankees.
Yank wants to do it. He wants to do a Yankees and Dodgers rematch. Even though, I don't know. Moving over to the NL.
Dodgers rotation right now in the lineup, and the hitting and injuries, nah.
Moving over to the NL wild card. Mets and Dodgers. NLCS rematch in the wild card. If the playoffs started today.
I may be spending a good amount of time with the Dodgers for this one. Because if we go to the roster for the Dodgers, here we go. So we have the starting lineup. We have Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani, Kershaw, Emmett Sheehan. So Sasaki won't be here till next year. Tony Gonsolin won't be here prior to next year. Will Ryan won't be back till next year. Gavinson won't be back till next year. So you're surviving on those: Yamamoto, Snell, Glasnow, Ohtani, Kershaw, Sheehan.
Yep. And Sheehan, honestly, isn't the greatest starting pitcher in the world.
After what happened that one game.
But he's solid.
Yes.
He'll give you length. Length.
He can start a good inning, start a good game, but be ready for backups as possible.
Yep.
Then you have bullpen, Tanner Scott. I just want Alex Vesia.
Yep.
I want Alex Vesia back on the bullpen. Because right now, before he was injured, he's sitting at a 3-2 win-loss, 2.75 ERA, 52 innings pitched.
He is out. I forgot about that.
Yeah, good reliever.
Going back to when we were talking about Anthony Bonda. Bonda's 5-1 with a 3.39 ERA, 52 strikeouts over 64 games. Compared to last year's, where he was 3-2 with a 3.08 ERA with 50 strikeouts, 18 walks. So technically, he's doing better than he was last year.
Yes. Which is actually, that's why Banda and Vesia switched spots right after the start.
Yeah.
Depending on if we're winning, Vesia goes in. If we're losing, sometimes Banda, sometimes both. Tanner Scott, I'm still, hopefully he can fire back up. Then you have another pitcher, hopefully can get fired back up, with Kopech.
Yep. If Tanner Scott was your closer and he's struggling, which relief pitcher would you, as a Dodgers fan, if you were playing Dodgers manager, if you were Nolan Roberts, who would you put as the closer for the Dodgers if you didn't have Tanner Scott, based on this current roster?
Because you got Tanner Scott. Can I add the injured list, or are they completely out of the option?
Current roster.
So those who are injured are not in
Doesn't count. Based on the current roster with Tanner Scott struggling, who is your closer? Because you've got Jack Dreyer, who has done really well.
Kirby Yates.
Man, that's a
471.
That's a big storm where you're at.
Yes.
Then you've also got Blake Trinan. He has closing experience.
I may actually have to do that. I would probably do Trinan.
Back to the playoffs. Mets and Dodgers. I say Mets. You say?
I have hopes for my Dodgers. I'm sticking with them.
Hopes with the Dodgers. That's what I thought. Also, wild card, Padres and Cubs. I will say this right now. I absolutely hate the Cubs. I hate them with a passion.
Do not tell my brother-in-law that. He is a Cubs fan. A major Cubs fan.
Okay, then you can share this podcast with anyone except him.
He'll probably be coming after you at the next softball game you guys have. So.
That's true, probably. Wait, Andrew is a Cubs fan?
Yes. Why?
I didn't know that.
His whole family is a Cubs fan.
Nothing's happened, but anyway. So who do you say? I say Padres because I hate the Cubs. You say? I'm thinking you just want an NLDS rematch between Dodgers and Padres.
That would be interesting. But
I was listening to an interview that Mookie Betts actually had with Dave Roberts. It was Mookie Betts has a podcast called On Base with Mookie Betts, and he hosts MLB players on it. You should check it out. It's pretty cool. It's kind of like a get to know players podcast. But he was talking with Dave Roberts right after they won the World Series, and they were talking about the Dodgers-Padres series. And Dave Roberts was saying that something happens every Dodgers-Padres series.
Yes.
Something's gonna happen. Like, that's just the right.
most common one that I've known of is benches clearing.
Yeah, that's yeah.
Not many ejections. There may be a few once or twice, but it's mainly benches clear, players arguing. But Cubs, Padres. Cubs are decent this year. They're pretty good. I'm sticking with the Padres.
So you say Dodgers over Mets, Padres over Cubs, Dodgers and Phillies.
Why does it have to be the 2024 World Series rematch again?
2024 NLCS. Here we go. I want to go with the Phillies because I hate the Dodgers. I'm basing your answers off whatever your answers are. I'm choosing what I want between your answers. That's basically what this is going.
Well, after what happened in the last few games with the Dodgers, Will Smith is out this weekend. Dalton Rushing is also out because he got hit. We had some random minor league player pulled up. Ben Rodevent.
Rodvet?
Yeah, Rodvet.
When did you guys call him up?
I don't know.
Oh, I see him.
Just recently.
Yeah, he's batting 092.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Good luck.
I'm just hoping, because the injured Will Smith had was a hand contusion.
Mm-hmm.
So that, hopefully he can recover from that. That's my hope. If not, Dalton Rushing, which is, yes, but the one thing I'm still questioning Roberts on, Austin Barnes.
Mm-hmm.
I'm like...
Cutting him loose?
Yes, you get rid of Austin Barnes, who, yes, is a good catcher, yes. I love him. He's good. But not as good as Will Smith. But then you bring Dalton Rushing, who's a minor leaguer, for Austin Barnes' spot.
Honestly, Austin Barnes is a good catcher. Right? He is a good defensive catcher.
Yeah.
The offense is another thing, though.
Yes.
So that's
he
why
doesn't have the hitting power.
So that's why I think they valued Rushing's offense over, because Rushing is a good defensive catcher, isn't he?
Yeah.
So I think they valued the combined package versus just the defense.
Yes.
So Dodgers and Phillies.
If we don't have Smith or Muncy back or Tommy Edman, if we don't get him back, I'm gonna have to go Phillies. If we don't get those players back, I am going with Phillies because they have a little bit more power. Because right now, our third baseman is Alex Freeland, who, yes, is a good player. Another...
He's pretty solid.
Alex Call, good player. Right from you guys.
Don't you dare say anything bad about Alex Call. I love Alex Call so much. I understand why, but...
Because right now, he's batting a .268 average, 4 home runs, 29 RBIs. Which, honestly, here's what I would have done. I would have picked up Alex Call and gotten rid of... You would probably agree with me. Get rid of Michael Conforto, who has hardly done anything.
Yeah.
He's batting at a 190.
He certainly has been very underwhelming.
Yeah. He's a 190 right now. 10 home runs, 29 RBIs.
Or maybe Kiki Hernandez should be in the minors until postseason comes. Because postseason, he just breaks out.
Yes. So does Tommy Edman.
Yeah.
He'll fire up.
Yeah. He'll get there.
Yeah.
Padres and Brewers.
I don't know much about the Padres. Let me go see what the Padres roster is. I mean the Brewers. Whatever.
Personally, I want the Brewers. The Brewers are a bunch of nobody players in a nobody team. Yet they have the best record in baseball. Have had 2 double-digit winning streaks. And wow, I just saw that they just got Eric Fed
off the waiver.
Yeah. So I want the Brewers. I need the Brewers. I need them in the postseason. I need them to go far because I love the Brewers.
I'll go with the Brewers as well. Because you got Jose Quinta.
Donna, yeah. Wouldn't that be a World Series matchup?
Brandon Woodruff.
Yeah.
Brewers relievers, not great of a reliever, but they have some of them. Trevor Miguel's injured. If they can bring him back, they can go on a fine roll. Abner Uribe.
Uribe?
However you say his name.
Yeah. The flamethrower. What about Quinn Priester? He is. Let me go back to that. Let me go back to Quinn Priester. He set a franchise record for the Brewers. He has continued an incredible run that has seen him reel off 11 straight winning decisions. So he's 12-2.
Yeah.
So that means he's gone from 1-2 to 12-2.
Yeah. With a 3.25 ERA.
That article was written by RotoWire staff on CBS Sports. Thank you to them. So, you say Phillies? Phillies and Brewers?
Yes.
Phillies and Brewers. Who do you say? I say Brewers. Even though Phillies did win the series against the Brewers this weekend.
Brewers have a good pitching staff. Phillies have a pretty good pitching staff, but the Phillies have more of a hitting staff, hitting lineup. Would you agree, or what's your opinion on the hitting?
I would agree with that. Here's where this gets tough. The Brewers are a really good team. There's nobody that can deny that. Best record in baseball. A bunch of nobody teams or a bunch of nobody names that are putting themselves out there into the MLB news. I think the only difference between them, the Phillies have more known guys. The Brewers have not that many known guys.
And young guys.
That's what I think the only difference is. Sure, they don't have Kyle Schwarber, who's on the verge of a 50 home run season, but they hit enough to get there.
So I'll probably go with the Phillies. Phillies
All right. Your World Series matchup, Yankees and Phillies, and we'll go through this quickly so we can finish off our lineup.
Who do you think? Because this is actually a tough one for me.
If I had to choose between those two, I would.
Because Yankees already has a good amount of World Series.
I hate both of those teams. I hate both of them.
Same. I do not. I rather vote for the Phillies over the Yankees.
I hate the Yankees less than the Phillies. Phillies are an NL East rival to
True.
the Nationals. I hate the Phillies.
I
want Phillies. I want Phillies.
You're good.
All right. So Nolan Buschman's World Series prediction if the World Series started today.
I would have to go with the Yankees.
This is the New York Yankees. All right. You sound confident. We'll leave it at that. Batting fifth, Dave Johnson. Unfortunately passes away recently at 82. Former All-Star, two-time World Series champion with the Orioles. He led the Mets to a World Series in 1986. Manager of the Year for the Orioles in 1997, and then with the Nats actually in 2012. Just an unfortunate time for baseball, as one of baseball's greats has departed the stage. What do you say about this?
I don't know. It is honestly sad to see all the old guys just leaving. Like, you have all the former players. We had there was one of the players that passed away.
Willie Mays?
Yes, another powerful player. I'm like,
Yep.
one of them. Pretty hard to stop right there. I'm like, but then nowadays you have people comparing Ohtani to Babe Ruth hitting that.
Two different eras. You can't really
Yes.
compare that.
Because you had the baseball style back then compared to the baseball styles now.
You've got now where they throw 100 miles an hour, and you've got back then where they threw like 70.
Yeah.
So, a very sad time for baseball as Dave Johnson passes away. So now we're going to get into some more individual topics. As I want to talk about James Wood. He's our number 6 topic today. James Wood has a total of 190 strikeouts. And according to Mark Zuckerman on the Nats Chat podcast, honestly a really great podcast, our listeners, you should check it out. They provided the information that James Wood is now 31 strikeouts away from breaking the all-time strikeout in a regular season. Mark Reynolds set that record several years ago with 220 strikeouts. 31 strikeouts for James Wood in the remaining games, and he would break the record. And this is after he had an insane start to the season. He has only hit 3 home runs since the All-Star break, and he overall has just declined this year. This is his first full season of baseball. What do you think goes into this?
Probably nervousness, not fully prepared. Because when you start a season, like James Wood, he's played for about 79 games last year. He got introduced to it. But then it's like, here's your first year playing every game pretty much. You're not really fully prepared. You know the understandings of how they're going to do it. But then you're facing pitchers like Kershaw, Skubal. You have these other rookies. You've got so many other pitchers. It's like, and you're at the same time learning how to read their pitches, reading how they pitch and watching them and studying how they do it. But when you get to the field, it's like, sometimes you may lose focus and be like, how does this pitcher do? Because let's say you have bases loaded and you're on the verge of winning a game. Your emotions go up if you're not able to control it. And you lose focus, you're trying to hit the ball, but you're rushing it. But James Wood this year, I would have to say the reason why it's going down after the All-Star game is he's not prepared for what's coming next. Because of the nerves, and he's at a 257, which is a fairly good average, if you'd say.
Yeah, I think that's above average. Above average.
Yeah.
But he's striking out 3-4 times a game, depending on how many at bats he gets. It is what it is. We can't do anything about it, except all we can do is complain about it. But something's got to change. He can't be going into next off season with almost breaking a 220 strikeout all-time record, especially when it looked like he was going to be among like the top 5 in home run.
And he's also another thing, he's young.
22 years old, going to turn 23 soon, so he has time to figure it out, but it might take a while. I also want to get into this, batting 7th, Colson Montgomery, rookie for the White Sox, as he is on a power surge. Over his past 12 games, he has 8 home runs with 18 RBI. And on the season, he's batting .232 with 18 homers, 46 RBI, over only 204 plate appearances. And he homered again last night against the Tigers, which is another thing that I want to show right here.
Line drive out. 5-4 Sox, 7th inning. 1 on. Montgomery fouls out of play. It's 1-2. Montgomery drives it deep into the Detroit night. Get out! Are you not entertained what this man is doing in the second half of the season?
Colson Montgomery does it again. Just keeps hitting with power. 18th of the year.
I believe that was a torpedo bat, actually.
Generally impressed.
We haven't heard a lot of commotion about those recently.
Yeah.
So Colson Montgomery is on a power surge. This is his first year in the big leagues. Actually, no, this is his second year in the big leagues. No, first year in the big leagues. 51 games played, and he already has 18 home runs. What goes into this? He plays for the White Sox, which is one of the worst teams in baseball, who are actually better this year, but still one of the worst teams in baseball. What do you think goes into a guy in his... What has caused this power surge over his past 12 games to hit 8 home runs?
This is my opinion, is that he's looking to other players, looking up to, like, I'm not exactly sure, like Shohei, Mookie Betts, one of the top players like Aaron Judge. He's looking at them, watching them, he's like, seeing how they started small, and look where they are now. It's either motivation to be like, I want to get better. Yes, I'm playing on a team that's not that great, that may get the first team to lose 100 games. But if you're just like, oh, we're losing every game, why even try? We're not going to make it through the postseason or anything like that. Why even try? If you have that motivation, you're not going anywhere. You're not going to be able to go to maybe the Nationals or a team higher than that, higher than the White Sox. You got to have your motivation to do better. Because if, let's say you have a game, he hits, he doesn't do so well, he goes 0 for 4. He probably goes back, looks at the replays of how he did to prepare for the next game. Because if he focused more on the mess ups, he probably wouldn't be this good. He wouldn't be able to be one of the main starters. Because the more we focus on how to get better, the motivation of wanting to get better, wanting to improve is probably the one thing that's carrying him through.
Yeah, probably. In my opinion, he's probably one of the White Sox's top pieces as they try and build back up to contention. Batting 8th, we're getting at the end. I said we were going to talk about this. Didn't mean to single you out. Dodgers slump. 4-game losing streak. Swept by the Pirates, as well as they lost last night to the Baltimore Orioles on that Samuel Basallo walk-off home run. So I heard this from the MLB Morning Lineup podcast. The Padres and the Dodgers cannot stop losing to under 500 teams. I don't know what it is. They try to get back into contention, but they're playing these lower teams that keep destroying them. What goes into this Dodgers losing streak, and how do you think they can get out of it?
One thing people would say was the injuries. Max Muncy, Alex Freeman in his place, Alex Carl slowly coming in there, Tommy Edman injured, TK not as much injured possibly. Then you have Will Smith injured, who's a very good hitter, who has power in pretty much almost every hit he's had. Starting rotation's good. Still trying to figure out understanding how we're not doing so well. But the main thing that I may be wrong with this is overthinking the other team. Thinking, oh, they're not that good, or they're this, they're that. But they're not realizing that most of these underdog teams that are not up in the 70s wins or 80s wins, they're doing 110% just to see how good they are. Then the teams that are up in the 70s and 80s. Like, oh, we can do them. We're playing a 65 winning team. It should be easy. When you think that you're going to lose, that's an obvious.
Yeah, the Bible verse, pride goeth before a fall, applying to baseball.
Because it's like, I can do this, I can do that. I'm like, what happened in the last few games? The Pirates. Let me pull up the record for the Pirates that are right now. Let me pull up Pirates. Pirates record. 64 and 78. Worse than the Orioles. Orioles are 65 wins.
65 wins now.
Yeah.
After beating you guys last night.
Yeah. And it's like, yes, but we went against Paul Skeens. It's like, okay, you go against other pitchers. You went up against Yu Darvish. Yes, he's getting older, but he still has the power. You're going against a whole bunch of these other pitchers who are good. And it's like, if you want to make the playoffs or even make the World Series again, yes, get the players back from injured list, but get back to where your focus should be. Not at the winning record. Oh, they have a worse, not so good record than us. But get to the point, it's like, where's your main motivation at? Do you want the World Series or not?
Yeah.
Because if you don't have the motivation to go to the World Series, what's the use?
Yeah. How do you think that the Dodgers can get out of this 4-game slump and other slumps?
So tonight we have Yamamoto pitching against Rogers. Yamamoto is 8-11. Rogers is 8-2. He has a 1.39 ERA. We have Yamamoto 2.82. If that is honestly tough one to decide, because like I said, Tanner Scott so far has not had his best season, has not had his best pitching. Banda, I honestly would rather have him. So after Yamamoto pitches, I would have Banda next pitch one inning or 1.2 innings. Then Ben Kasperius, and then Dreyer.
Dreyer as your closer?
Possibly.
Okay.
But like I also said earlier, for a better team, we need to improve to get out of the slump if we had the players off the injured list. But since we don't, the one player I'm questioning about right now is Conforto. I don't know what he's going to do. He's maybe hits a home run, maybe gets a single here and there. But it's like, you have Teoscar Hernandez. Yes, he's slowly getting back to his power. He still has power in him. Mookie Betts started this year off not so great. Mookie Betts right now is batting at a 250. 15 home runs, 61 RBIs, 250. He's done much better in the past. Because if we go back to 2024, if we can find it, his average from last year, 289. 2023 is a 307. This year is his worst year in all his MLB league.
Yeah.
And it's like, if Mookie Betts can get fired back up, Freddie Freeman is doing good right now. Our catcher right now, Ben Guy, can improve, can get his focus on. Conforto can get a few hits here and there. Getting mainly our focus back, we possibly could improve.
Yeah.
That'll just be my point of view of the results of the last few games.
That's really good. Yeah. I'm not gonna say anything to take away from what you just said. All right, we've made it to the number 9 batter. The Mets and their new overhaul of the rotation, their new young starting pitchers. And they just announced, I think yesterday, that Kodai Senga was sent down to the minors, that their prospect Brandon Sproat will make his MLB debut tomorrow, actually. And the Mets are going on a 6-man rotation for the time being. This article on CBS Sports, written by Matt Snyder. So this young Mets rotation right now is made up of Nolan McLean, this guy, who... we'll show this real quick.
Like right there.
He throws it down, perfect placement.
And that's one's hit down to first base, handled by Alonso. And McLean gets around trouble in the 5th. They had a runner at second and nobody out, and they do not score. Still 1-0. Now the question is, Ronnie, how much rope do they give?
I mean, considering what's happened here in the last 16 games, plenty of rope.
Yes, agreed.
I mean, this is a very competitive start. No runs allowed. Let him pitch his way out.
1-2 coming. Tried to dot the outside corner and got it there for strike 3. Beautiful pitch. Number 8 from McLean. 1 down in the 6th. Well, you hear the boos because Carlos Mendoza is coming out to take Nolan McLean out of the game. After 5 1/3 innings and 91 pitches, a brilliant opening effort by the 24-year-old from North Carolina.
I don't know that I've ever seen a picture pitch that good in his MLB debut that the crowd is booing when the manager comes to make a pitching change.
Yeah.
That's a sign of a good pitcher. And we gave McLean stats earlier in the show. He's dominated, as has this guy, who they also called up recently, Jonah Tong.
Fastball.
Got a little grace on that last strikeout. But these young Mets starters getting called up, coming up and doing fairly well. Tong has only pitched one game, and that was that Major League debut that we just showed. He doesn't pitch until, actually he pitches tonight against the Reds at 6:40. So the Mets going with a 6-man rotation with Clay Holmes, Sean Manaea, Nolan McLean, Jonah Tong, David Peterson, and call up Brandon Sproat, who's making his debut tomorrow. With Senga going down on the IL, and with this rotation, what are their odds that they can go far into the postseason with this current rotation of 2 lefties and 4 righties?
One thing I would say that was an advantage is most teams only have a 5-man rotation, which if you have it 6, like the Mets just do, gives the pitchers like Clay Holmes a little bit more of a resting time and to be prepared, be like, I can rest my arm instead of just like making sure it's ready the next 3 days later. I can have 4, maybe 5 days of break, maybe have a weekend, and then I'm pitching again. Their strength can keep firing, like, their strength can stay strong with a 6 and a 5. And especially with the young men, they have their curveball. You saw Jonah Tong throwing a 96 pitch game. Then you have Nolan McLean pitching a 91 game, which you don't see that the rookie year. They may pitch 70, 80 pitches. But up in the 90s,
in their debut, no less.
Yeah. Because they're like, oh, we don't want to rush them. We don't want to push them to their limits. We just want to see how they're doing. Some rookie pitchers be like, I'm going to pull everything I got. I'm going to show them what capabilities I have, and I'm going to throw it all. Just like McLean and Tong did. Curveball is crazy. Getting up here, and then all of a sudden the catch is just below the box. I'm like 5 times straight. It's like you can't do that 3 times straight on a normal basis.
Yeah. And
being able to just, yes, at a young age you have a stronger wrist. But the problem with the risk you're putting on your wrist when you do a curve or a changeup, not a changeup, a sinker, is your muscle bone right here. Because when you twist it too much, you can twist it and go this way, and basically you're done for a few weeks, almost to the point for almost out of the season. But it's like, but what they showed those 2 pitches, their debut, I have a good chance that the Mets are going to be good the next upcoming games.
Yep. Yeah. Really good that you said there. So that's going to do it for the first episode of Baseball HQ. Hopefully we'll get some of the other people on next time. Got a Cubs fan and an Astros fan that we're trying to get on. Maybe potentially a Yankees fan. Just there's some people who love to talk about baseball. Just trying to get them on. Be sure to drop a comment, leave a 5-star review. We're going to be found on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and YouTube. So just check us out, and thanks for listening, Nolan. Had fun?
Yep.
Let's do it again soon.